From disappearing characters to objects that move on their own, these little slip-ups make Bluey even more fun to watch. Today, we're spotting the funniest and most bizarre animation mistakes you probably missed. In the episode, Library Muffin visits the healer house to play in the library, and Bluey gives her a tour of the place. In the background, Bingo is quietly reading a book while sitting on a beanbag. Everything looks normal until the girls pretend to take Muffin's registration photo. If you look closely at the background, something strange happens. Bingo and the beanbag are gone. At first, it seems like Bingo just walked away, but that doesn't add up. The carpet is still in the same spot, and we can see the full picture frame. But there's no sign of Bingo or the beanbag. Did they just disappear, or did the animators forget to put them back? In the episode, Tickle Crabs, Bandit brings home some tickle crabs, and suddenly, the whole house turns into a tickle war zone. Bluey and Bingo are in full pursuit, and Bandit makes a run for the kitchen, grabbing whatever he can to defend himself. That's when things get weird. As he tosses fruit to block their attack, watch closely. Right after his hand swipes through the grapes, the second orange he throws completely disappears. No rolling, no bouncing, just gone. Did the animators forget to animate it, or did the orange decide it wanted no part in this tickle battle? Next. In the episode, The Creek, while exploring the creek, Bluey, Bingo, and Mackenzie wade through the water as tiny tadpoles wiggle around their feet. But in the very next shot, the tadpoles are completely gone. Just a second ago, they were there, but now, nothing. Did they all swim away at the exact same time? Or did the animators just forget to add them back? Later, when the kids step out of the bushes, they're covered in mud and leaves. Bingo has 2 leaves stuck to her stomach, which she quickly brushes off. But when Bandit asks if they want to stop by the park, the leaves magically reappear. We just saw her get rid of them. So how did they come back? Moving on to the episode, Seesaw. Bluey and Bingo are having fun on the seesaw, holding onto their handles like usual. But when Bandit joins in to teach them a lesson, something strange happens. Bluey slides all the way down the seesaw and bumps right into Bandit's back. But wait, wasn't there supposed to be a handle in the way? Somehow it just vanished, letting Bluey slide right through. But that's not the only odd thing. When Bluey and Bingo sit opposite Bandit, the handle is still missing. Yet, when Chloe steps in to help, the handle suddenly reappears, like it was never gone. Did it just blink out of existence for a while? Or did the animators forget where it was supposed to be? Coming up in the episode, Muffin Cone, Trixie, and Muffin are on their way to Bluey's house. For a moment, everything seems normal. Trixie is driving, chatting with Muffin, when, blink and you'll miss it, a dark spot on her face vanishes for a split second. It's so fast that most wouldn't even notice. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. Did the animators slip up for a frame? Or is Trixie's fur secretly playing hide and seek? Next, in the episode, Magic Xylophone. Bluey and Bingo have way too much fun freezing Bandit with their magic xylophone. At one point, they leave him stuck in the garden, piling toys and plushies all over him. When they finally unfreeze him, he shakes everything off, and the ground is covered in stuffed animals. But here's where things get weird. A moment later, Bluey and Bandit return to the garden, and all the toys are gone. Not a single plushie in sight. Knowing these two, cleaning up isn't exactly their top priority. And even if they did, how did they do it so fast? Did the toys just vanish on their own? Then, in the episode, Bob Bilby, Bingo is thrilled to take Bob Bilby home for the weekend, determined to make their time together just as exciting as his past adventures. Everything is going great until a couple of strange details pop up. First, when Chili snaps a photo of Bingo using the front camera of her phone, something odd happens. Instead of the front camera working like normal, the flash on the back of the phone lights up. That shouldn't be possible. It's like the phone forgot which camera was actually being used. But that's not the only slip-up. During a bike ride with Chili, Bingo's face looks a little off. The darker orange fur on her face is completely missing. Did the animators forget to color it in? Or did Bingo suddenly get a surprise makeover? In the episode, Grannies, Bluey and Bingo fully embrace their roles as Janet and Rita, shuffling around and causing chaos. At one point, they climb into their car, but here's where things get weird. Their feet sink right through the floor, like it's not even there. Later, when the car crashes, the bottom is suddenly solid, no disappearing feet in sight. Did the car magically repair itself, or did the animators just forget to keep things consistent? This brings us to the next episode, Mums and Dads. Indy and Rusty take their parenting game seriously, maybe a little too seriously. They can't agree on who should work. Indy struggles to find a babysitter, and Rusty somehow ends up being treated like an actual baby. And honestly, getting chased by Bluey with a stroller might be his toughest moment yet. But here's where things don't add up. As Bluey runs after Rusty, they pass by two kids playing on a swing. The problem? These kids aren't from their school. They're Bingo's classmates. And since Bluey and Bingo go to different schools, they shouldn't even be there. Did the animators mix up the student list? Or did these kids sneak in for recess at the wrong playground? Moving on. In the episode, Hotel, Bluey takes her job as a hotel manager very seriously, giving Bandit a full tour of the available rooms. As they pass door number 1, there's a framed picture of Bandit and Chili from their travels hanging right beside it. Nothing unusual so far. But then, as they continue the tour and reach door number 6, the bathroom, the exact same picture appears again. Either the healers really loved this photo and decided to hang it all over the house, or the animators just reused it without thinking. In the episode, Spy Game, Bluey Season 1, Episode 13, Spy Game, Billy Billy. The kids are deep into their secret mission, collecting tricky items and sneaking around like real spies. Meanwhile, the parents are busy with a barbecue until Bandit suddenly loses control of the grill and the flames shoot up. But if you look closely at Chili at that moment, something weird happens. Her face is almost entirely brown for just a split second. It's like her fur changed color out of nowhere. Was this a simple animation slip? Or did Chili get so startled that even her face had a dramatic reaction? Moving on to the next episode, Obstacle Course. Chili's backyard obstacle course was supposed to be just for fun, but the moment Bandit turns it into a race, Bluey and Bingo go all in. They train hard, determined to win no matter what. One part of Bluey's training involves climbing a ladder and touching a tree trunk. At first, there's no shadow beneath her, but as she climbs, a shadow suddenly appears, clearly hers. Seems normal, right? Well, not quite. When Bluey climbs back down, her shadow stays put, like it's frozen in place. And somehow, at that same moment, she ends up with a second shadow. Did Bluey unlock some kind of secret shadow clone technique? Or did the animators just forget to clean up the extra one? Now, this next mistake is honestly hilarious. In the episode, Keepy Uppy, Bluey wakes up and climbs out of bed. Something is clearly missing. Look closely. Do you see it? Yep, there's no pillow. Not a single one. We've seen Bluey's bed plenty of times, and it always has a pillow. So what happened here? There are only two possible explanations. 1, Chili forgot to give Bluey a pillow, which seems highly unlikely. Or 2, the animators just forgot to draw it. And honestly, that seems way more likely. Let's move on to the next episode, Dance Mode. The Healer family loves to dance, and this episode proves it. Bluey comes up with a game where someone has to dance on command, no matter where they are. Later, at the post office, Bandit gets hit with Dance Mode right in the middle of being served at the counter. But here's the funny part. He's not the only one moving. If you look at the background, there's a character holding an envelope, and just as Bandit starts dancing, the envelope mysteriously bobs forward and backward. Did the animators slip up, or was the envelope just feeling the rhythm too? At this point, Bandit might just hold the record for the most hair-related animation mistakes. In the episode, Fairies, it happens again. While playing pretend, Bandit dares the fairies to do their worst. Turns out, their worst means freezing Bingo with her fingers up her nose. Bluey immediately blames Bandit, so to fix things, he performs an Irish jig around the letterbox. But watch closely. Right after he picks up Bingo, the fur above his eyes completely vanishes. And that's not even the end of it. As he dances, Bingo's hand clips straight through his nose. At this rate, the animators might as well give Bandit a permanent makeover. At least then, his fur would stop mysteriously disappearing. And there you have it. Some of the funniest animation slip-ups hiding in Bluey. While these little mistakes might make us chuckle, they don't take away from the charm of the show. After all, even the best animators can have an off day. Did you spot any other errors we missed? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fun content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.